Truly speaking, I was a mathematics man. But on the will of my mother, I decided to become a doctor. One thing was very clear from the day I joined this profession, that I would stay in Pakistan and serve my own people. There were a lot of teachers who came into my life and were really inspiring. I would like to start from the school days. I did my matriculation from St. Mary's School, Sakha, which was a very renowned school of Upper Sindh. And I still remember I had a teacher, a great teacher, Professor Afaq Siddiqui, a well-renowned poet. So once in class 8th or 9th, he took an oath from me. Knowing my potentials, he took an oath that I would work very hard to bring up the name of my school, my parents, my city, my country. And now when I look back, I must say that I fulfilled that oath. When I was a student in Chanka Medical College, and in the initial days afterwards, Professor Allah Bachao Memon was from whom I learned ABC of medicine. He was a great teacher. He is a great teacher. Then when I joined Civil Hospital Karachi for further training for FCPS Part 2, Professor M.U. Islam and Professor Shamsuddin Rahmatullah, they were my supervisors, God-gifted physicians and great human beings. Not only I learned medicine from them, I learned ethics and how to do charity for poor people. Then after I became faculty in Dow Medical College, I had a chance to work with Professor M.A. Almani and Professor Ilahibak Sumro. Again, great physicians and great human beings. If I look back at my career, my student life, my postgraduate student life, and then the practical life afterwards, thanks to Allah that I have had lot of achievements which are worth mentioning. Starting even from school days, I must mention that I did matriculation in just 9 years, which in itself is a record. True. Then I did graduation with honors. Then I did post-graduation and publishing 2 books, publishing more than 80 papers in national and international journals. Then another honor which I got was that I was honored as inspiring physician, one of the 10 topmost inspiring physicians by Royal College of Physicians, Edinburgh in 2018, which was a great honor. I received fellowships of Royal College of Physicians, Edinburgh, as well as Glasgow. Then I am an international advisor to Royal College of Physicians, Glasgow, for the last 4 years or so. So there are a lot of achievements, but 2 achievements which I keep on the top. One is the number of postgraduate students which I produced in the field of medicine probably is the largest, and it is my recognition. And secondly, I worked out my heart for the poor patients, poor masses of this province. So I consider it to be the largest achievement. I used to work day and night for these poor people, and I arranged for so many facilities for these poor people in my ward. And I must say that never ever a patient would suffer because of lack of resources in my ward. And I had accumulated so many facilities, including gastrointestinal endoscopy, bronchoscopy, thoracic ultrasound, facility for diabetic foot care, and then I had created drug banks for patients with cirrhosis of liver, for patients with diabetes, for patients with tuberculosis. So if you name them, there's a huge list of facilities which I had arranged from private resources. Medical studies are becoming very expensive. I would say that if there were no public medical colleges at that time when I joined medical college, I would have not become a doctor because my parents would have not been able to afford the expenses of medical profession. So everybody should work for this and keep this medical education easier and approachable for poor masses also. Definitely it was a big honor, and I was very pleased to know, and I'm very thankful to all those people who helped me in achieving this award.
बड़ा गर्व हो रहा है कि हम ऐसे एक शख्स के साथ वाबस्ता रहे इतने साल कि जो कि इतना बड़ा आदमी है और उसको जो है सिर्फ सूबाई नहीं पूरी कौमी सतह पे उसको जो है वो उसकी पहचान हुई और उसको उसकी सारी खिदमात को जो है वो लोगों ने पहचाना और उसको इस तरह का ऑनर दिया।
सितारा-ए-इम्तियाज़ ये सिर्फ खालिद महमूद साहब का नहीं है, सितारा-ए-इम्तियाज़ ये मेरा है। सितारा-ए-इम्तियाज़ ये हर उस तालिब इल्म का है जिसने खालिद महमूद साहब से फैज़ हासिल की।
Now I have one passion that I would like to build a diabetes center and diabetic foot care center on charity basis for poor masses. I have seen so many leg amputations in these poor people which have destroyed their families as they were the bread earners. I used to run diabetic foot clinic in my ward with full services, and I'm happy that I saved a lot of leg amputations in many of these patients. So I would like to establish such a center under my supervision, which would provide treatment free of cost to all those poor people.